Stampers, Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, and today I'm going to show you how to do this uber cute little pop-up card. I'm also going to show you how to do some paper piecing, which I love to do, and I do love to cut. So this is just a fun little card, and it's just very three-dimensional. Besides popping up like that, you'll notice that it's got a lot of dimension right here because I cut out another little bunny to put on top. His little leg goes backwards. It's so cute. We're going to use some of our sea stones. We're going to use some of our palm minis. Just so much stuff in this card, but so fast and adorable. All right, so let's start by showing you what I used. I used the Love Bunny stamp set, and it does come with a die, but I'm not going to use the die today because I'm going to fussy cut him out right here, but it does come with a die. All right, so make sure if you get the ATS that you get the die to go along with it. And I just store them in my little pockets along with some extras that I'm working on. I also used the diamond embossing folder. This is new from our mini catalog. And the fun thing about this one is the right side is actually the indented side, but the outdented side looks just as pretty. So this is very, very versatile. So we're using that embossing folder. I'm using my old Reliables, the Journey Ovals, and I'm going to be using, of course, the window pop-up die. That's what gives that little pop-up right there without any work on your part. All right, so those are just a few of the things that we're going to be using in this card. So let's get started. So I have all my pieces, some of them already pre-cut and dyed so that you didn't have to sit through all of that, and I do store them in my little pouches because that's the easiest way to do it. So this first piece is my base card. Now you can have a card, a full card if you want, and this one I'm just going to take and I'm going to use just the base card. And then I cut out from my die, and that is this one right here. Let me just show you. This is the window pop-up die. You want to make sure you get yourself onto the list because I think this one is back ordered. So you want to get yourself onto that list so you don't wait too long. So this is the pop-up die, and it scores where it's supposed to score, and it cuts where it's supposed to cut, and all of this work is done for you. What is not done for you is this little line right here. And you can either score it at the 2-inch mark, okay, because that's what it is. It's at the 2-inch mark right here, going from this very end right here to here, or you can just take and you can fold it in half, which is what I did. And what I mean by that is you're going to fold this end to the crease mark, all right, because that's the halfway mark. So when we go to lift it up, it just lifts up very nicely. All right, so there's that piece right there, already done. And then this one is where I just ran it through my embossing folder. That's going to be this top piece. I pre-cut one of my ovals out of my color splash paper. So this is our watercolor paper, and I did emboss him. All right, and you're also going to need a little tab. I will put all of these measurements over on my blog so you don't have to even try to figure them out. They'll all be over there. And then I did use my fancy label to stamp my Happy Easter. And Happy Easter does come in that stamp set, in that little guy right here. So there's actually two sayings in the Love Bunny. There's the Happy Easter and there's Somebody Loves You. All right, so let me just show you what I did. I also pre-cut, I stamped and pre-cut on the watercolor paper another little bunny, and I colored him. And I did stamp just the top of the carrot, and I pre-cut that because that's going to go on there as another paper piecing part, a paper piecing piece. Okay, so those are all my pieces that we're going to do. So let's take this piece first. Let's take our base card and the cut pop-up, all right, and we're going to use our white liner tape to adhere. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take and just put a white liner tape. Now this is the back end of it. So let me just show you one more time how I did this. So this was laying flat. This is the front. I want to turn it over, and I just want to take this and I want to fold it over. Okay, so this is the back end. We're folding it back. So when we flip it over to the front, it just pops up like this. All right, just kind of like your knee. Doesn't that look like your knee? And this is the front of you. It has to bend the right way. All right, so we're going to turn it over, and we're going to add our white liner tape right here. So I'm going to add it all the way down the one side here, and I love this because it just tears all by itself. All right, we're going to add it all the way over to here. This really is a fast card, but it's such a cute little card, and everybody loves it. All right, now you don't want to put it all the way here because we need to put this little guy on it right here. okay? And that's going to go from here to here. So let's put that on right now. We're going to take this, add some white liner tape to this. Let's get out our bloom tool with the dental tool on it, and just scrub it and lift, okay? And this is going to go on the back end all the way down to the bottom. Make sure it goes all the way down to the bottom. So what I did was I centered it side to side, and it goes right flat with the bottom, all right? So now you know where to stop with your white liner tape up here on this top part, okay? So we're just gonna go from where this little tab is over to the white liner tape there, okay? Just like that. And that's all you need to do. Now what we're going to do is take and burnish with our little dental tool, and we're going to attach this to our piece, okay? And I'm just burnishing this so that we can just pick them up real easy with our dental tool, okay? If you don't have a bloom tool, make sure you put that in your shopping cart, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're lost without one. I use mine for everything. All right, here we go. And this little guy right here. All right, then we have all our pieces cut, and now what we're going to do is to take this and center it onto our base card. All righty. Now let's just check and make sure that it works. Nothing's stuck. Look at that. It works. It's so cute. Okay. Now, when you're adding layers, you want to make sure that you don't add anything up here, because if I laid this piece down like that and glued it all the way, it wouldn't pop up. So we want to make sure that we only get adhesive down here at the bottom. All right, so let me just take and put some of our white liner tape. And the reason I'm using the white liner tape is because that's a little stronger than our Easy Glide. And you want to make sure that this is, I use white liner tape for all movable cards. You know, anything that has a mechanical twist to it, you want to make sure that you use it. Okay, so here's that one and that one. And now what we're going to do is to just, remember I said you can use either this side, that's the indented side, or this side. They're both really pretty. But I would have to say if there's a right or a wrong to it, this is the right, because that's where the, let me just show you, that's where the emblem is, and that kind of tells you what the top or the bottom is, and that's the way it comes up. And actually I do love it indented like that. All right, so this piece right here is just going to go flush with this piece, and I'm just kind of centering it side to side. All right, remember all the measurements are going to be on my blog. Now let's just make sure it's still working. Ready? Yep, still works. Okay, just like that. And now what we can do is, why don't we add our Happy Easter? Remember, this was done with the fancy label die, and I just stamped the Happy Easter. And I'm going to use some of my medium foam squares to put this on, because we want it to stand up. This is actually our little stopper. And you'll know on one of my other cards I used some of our rainbow dots to use as a stopper. Alrighty, so now we want to see where this is going to stop. Let's go right about here. Okay, and see how that stops it nice and easy. So when you go to lay it down, it lays down flat. When you go to pick it up, it just stops right there. But I've used rainbow drops. You can use these little sea stones also for it. But for this card right here, we're going to do the Happy Easter. All right, now what we need to do, since we've got everything on the inside done, except, oh, I did put a little embellishment on there. So let's grab one of our sea stones here. Here they are. All right, let's just grab one of the little tiny guys, and we'll put him right here. Whoop. There we go. Okay, so we're going to just take it, put that right there, and we're going to use these on the top also, but let's just put them over here for now. Alrighty, so the inside is done. Let's finish up the outside. So the outside of it is basically just this little guy right here. And the reason I did all of this coloring ahead of time is because I love to sit there and color, but I also just didn't want to take up all of your time. So I'm gonna show you how to color this. Now I don't have to color the bunny, and I wanted to show you that you don't have to color this because this is gonna go over the top of it. So I wanted to show you both pieces, if you wanted to, if you didn't want to, but that is kind of a waste of time because this is gonna go right over the top. So let's just add that and I'll show you what I mean. Let me see, yep, this is the one I want. Alrighty, and what we're gonna do is just line that up with the one underneath it, and see how that just gives it such good dimension, and it looks like, see, because these little guys are fluffed out and this is underneath it, so cute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Color Splash pencils, and these are watercolor pencils, two sets or two trays of them, and I'm going to take some of my oranges. So I'm going to take the let me see, I think I'm going to take the Creamsicle, which is the number 10. And I did grab the number 10. And then I'm going to take a darker orange. And that one is my number 13. All right, so I'm going to take my Tangerine Fusion and my Creamsicle, and I'm going to take and just color. So I'll start off, whoops, I need some yellow too. Let's start off with my yellow, okay, just as a little base. And I'm just going to kind of scribble that in. It doesn't matter if you get it on him because he's going to be totally covered up. All right, so I'm just going to take and use some of my yellow, and these are all going to blend together when I use my blending brushes. And I'm just going to take some of this and color this in. This is my Creamsicle. Now, I'm just going to kind of outline with this. And all of it's going to be blended together when I use my blending brush. You'll see how it just kind of all blends together nicely. Alrighty, and I really want to go dark by him because he's pushed up. Alright, and there's a shadow underneath it. Does that make sense? There we go. Alrighty, good enough for now, and then we can fill in with these as we need them. Now, what I do is I have my 3 blending brushes that are the small, medium, and large. These have water in them, and the way I determine what has what in them is by this little washi tape. So I put washi tape around the one that has water, and the ones that I use for, because these have a water base to them, and my re-inkers don't. So my re-inkers, I use these, and there's nothing inside these. So that's how I tell the difference between all of them. Now for this one, I think I'll use the medium water brush because we need the water brush. I also like to keep out a piece of paper towel. Now I am by no means a professional watercolor artist. I just love, let's clean it off here. I got a lot of blue in here. Alrighty, so let's just clean this off. And I'm just doing that by squirting out the water. Okay, there we go. That should be clean enough. Alrighty, so now let's just take and blend all of this in. Do you see how it's moving my watercolors and just blending them all by themselves? Alright, and if you need to take and wash any of it out onto your paper towel, you can do that. And what I'm doing is literally pushing it toward the outside because the outside is what we want to be the darkest. If you have something that's round like a carrot, okay, it's got a cylinder to it, you want to make sure that you press it to the outside. Okay? There we go. How's that? I'm going to do the same thing here. And remember, I said if you get it on him, it's okay. I'm not being too careful because he's going to be covered up with the other piece. All right? There we go. Okay, so now let's take some of our mini glue dots right here and pop him up. And he was colored the same exact way. He was colored with our watercolor pencils and just a blending brush, and it was that fast. All right, so here's this. Okay. And now I think I'm going to take and just, I think I'll just cut one of these in half. Okay, and put them on his ears just to hold his ears up there. Okay. just going to take all these little guys off. This is so cute. Alrighty, and put that on there like that. Do you see how it gives him dimension? But I want to show you one really cute little thing. All right, so right now his back leg and his front leg are really close together. And what I'm going to do is to take my little scissors here, my detailed scissors, and I'm just going to cut right up his butt, okay, right over here. Did I really just say that? All right, up to the tail. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of push this back. I didn't cut it off. I'm just pushing it back so that it's lower than this, because that's behind this part right here. All right, so, and I did that on this one also. Do you see? It's attached to the little tail, but it's not all the way back. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to grab one of my little Tom Minis, because it's the perfect size for his little tail. I'm going to grab some of my Journey Craft glue. Put just a little dot right there, okay? And then just add that to it, and it just fits so cutely. All right, so let me just show you the difference between the two of them. Aren't they so cute? Look at that. Okay, so I used a couple of different colors on each one of them, but just giving it a little bit more pop. Let's just hold that on there. Now what I need to do is I need to attach this to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my, let's see, yep, I did pop that. Let me see. I'm just going to take some of our medium foam squares and put them here on the back end of it. And I think I'll put one more in the middle here. Alrighty. Just like that. Isn't that so cute? Alrighty, and we're going to lay that right here on the top. Add just a few more of our, let me see, these little sea stones right here. And I'll just take a small one and a large one, or medium-sized one. I won't take a large one. I'll just take a medium-sized one right here. Now, the other thing I did on this one that I didn't do on this one was to add a little bit of blue around the outside of it, and I just did that with my liquid color. Okay, so we have all these beautiful coloring mediums, and they're just so awesome. And each one of them has a purpose. This is also a water-based product. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of water here. I like to add water to this just before I start, so it gives it a little bit of landing space. And then I'll go through and I'll add just a little bit more blue. All right, you don't want a lot, but it just kind of helps it. Oops, let's get some more water in there. Okay, and I could have done this before I put the little bunny on it. There's no right or wrong to it. Okay. Just a little tiny bit. There we go. Isn't that so cute? And that is our project for today. And he just lifts just like that. So adorable. Isn't that absolutely, it's just so cute. I love playing with these. Anyway, I do have other samples that are on my blog if you want to hop on over there, and I'll show you some more of these little pop-up cards done with this amazing little die right here called the window pop die. Make sure you pick yours up now because they are back ordered, I believe, because they're just so popular. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. You take care, have a great day, and thank you for stopping by.